think some of you guys are still not getting what the Negro Manosphere, what the red pillars, and some of the other sources of male awakening, you can throw MGTOW in there in this case, are trying to tell you. And it's that your time, your energy, and your money are more valuable than a piece of ass. And quite frankly, especially when it comes to black men, and even white men, some Latino men, for some reason Middle Eastern men. I don't get it with when it comes to Middle Eastern men in this establishment, but I can probably answer that in a bit. But I see a lot of you still, to this day, stand in line, pay your last dollar for, and waste your last ounce of energy on this vapid cesspool I like to call nightclubs. Now, nightclubs, in my opinion, are pussy casinos. When I refer to pussy casinos, I'm not going to call it pussy casinos in the title, but these are basically made for you not to win. Sort of like how a real casino is not made for you to win money, a nightclub is not designed for you to get laid. Whether on the first date or subsequent dates or whatever. It is not designed for you, men, to win. And I'm going to make this to all men, as a matter of fact, because quite frankly, this is something that I think a lot of guys still don't get. And as dangerous as making this video might be to certain industries, I clamor for the day when the nightclub industry itself just is demolished. It's just decimated to the point it goes in the way of freaking like milk truck companies. Come on. I mean, it goes in the way of Polaroid. I mean, if I can see that happening in my lifetime, then I know that videos like this and stuff that what the Manosphere is doing, and of course, whenever I'm not looking, the Warriors want to score 3. When I was looking the first half, I mean, they were doing shit. Now it's like they closed the gap quite a bit. Anyway, the point is this: nightclubs are pussy casinos, and they're not made for you to win. Now, I'll explain every reason why. For starters, the lines. Unless you pay a certain amount of money or have certain connections, you're going to be wasting a lot of time waiting in line with other dopes, dunces, and idiots. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter if it's snowing, freezing cold, or like steaming hot. They're gonna make you wait in line, particularly for a reason. And this is thanks a lot, dude, bro. This is done specifically in order for the nightclub to look as if it's more in demand, it's more popping than it actually is. Notice that a lot of the nightclubs that are actually popping, that are actually getting revenue or actually have chicks, don't need lines. Also, speaking of chicks, the chick ratio itself. It has been reported time after time that these ratios for nightclubs specifically, especially as time has gone on, has been unfavorable towards men. I mean, one of the famous examples is Roosh V's nightclub ratio in Washington, D.C., which I am very familiar with, one being from D.C. and two being dragged to some of these nightclubs, in which a lot of these clubs tend to, yes, they cater towards women, but the majority of patrons are males. And quite the kind of males that, well, I'll get to that later, but the numbers are not in your favor. The time is not in your favor. 3, dancing. Quite frankly, I don't know about you. I know a lot of you, especially a lot of you black men out there, and some of you Latin men out there. You all brag about, okay, maybe in the case of Latinos, their dancing is a bit more rooted in their culture, and it's basically to signify how good they are in bed. So I mean, all right, I'll give them a break there, but they have Latin clubs for that, which are completely different than the nightclubs I'm talking about. But the nightclubs, the mainline nightclubs that I'm referring to, basically promote dancing. And a lot of dancing is done specifically in the case of females for attention. These girls will dance with damn near half of the males in the nightclub, but will easily be able to escape without having to give any of those dudes her number, much less a legitimate number, or any sort of attention that they seek, like making out, going second base, whatever, third base, yeah. Quite frankly, a lot of girls who go to nightclubs do it for one reason, well, 2 reasons. One of the main reasons is for attention. A lot of these are your same Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram girls who, I'm not talking about posting like 3 pics of what they're eating for lunch or whatever tourist site they've gone to, or whatever country. I'm talking about the ones who Snapchat, Instagram every single moment at the club. Those are the worst kind of girls, and I'll elaborate on them later. But this is the kind of environment, or these are the kind of girls that this environment attracts. Not the wholesome kind of girl who wants to build something, or not even the girl who is actually looking for some new you know what. I mean, a lot of these girls already have something on deck. They're just there to get the attention horn out of the way, as well as the drinks. Which is my next thing. The cost to men to go to nightclubs. And I'm not just talking about time anymore, because it will cost you at least 3 hours to get damn near nothing. And in many cases, it will also cost you money. Money as in entrance to the club. Money as in parking, whether you valet or you pay some sort of garage fee or parking lot fee, I don't know. Money as in, well, I wouldn't even say the clothes, because I mean, it's always good being sharp. You don't have to dress up like you're going to some formal ball every single time, but just put some investment in your wardrobe, and trust me, it'll work. I actually support that, but that's not to go to these nightclubs for. Also, you got VIP costs. You got to remember that. Yeah, that's a big cost that a lot of people tend to brag about, and they're like, man, nigga, I'm gonna go to the VIP in my G's and that. Like, nigga, you're not impressing anybody. It's to the point now. Have you seen nightclubs these days? Everybody has a VIP. I think recently nightclubs have converted a lot of their dance space to VIP spaces, to the point in which it's like everybody's sitting in their own groups. Literally, I have seen this transform overnight. You have, like, 10 years ago, you have like multi-level dancing places. Now they're like multi-level VIP spots, and there's only like one spot where it's so damn crowded that you can't even dance anymore. It's like you're just rubbing shoulders, literally. And the chicks still won't give you the time of day. I mean, they'll still roll their eyes at you, or well, anyway, it's pathetic. And the cost, if you're able to maneuver your way through the dance floor and through all those VIP lounges, I mean, which, let's be honest, a lot of the baddest chicks, the chicks that you actually want to get with, chances are they're at the VIP sections. They aren't messing with the common. Why would they mess with the commoners? dancing on the floor and just being all sweaty. Look at the commoners down there. I don't want to touch that filth. I'm going to go to the VIP section where the real ballers are and the shot callers. That is what females are danking when it comes to nightclubs. Which a lot of you say, well, it must be worth it. It ain't tricking if you're getting it. Well, that doesn't mean you're getting it anyway. A lot of these VIP chicks are now just going up there for flossing themselves, just to put it on Instagram and Snapchat and have their friends respond and all this other shit. It doesn't mean they're going home with you. And notice that a lot of these VIP sections are literally like at the top of the nightclub. It's put there for a purpose. And also, oh yeah, the big thing that a lot of guys tend to overlook, because to a lot of guys, they want to pretend that the cost of doing this is very insurmountable. And it's buying bitches drinks. I'm gonna buy her a drink. I'm gonna get her a drink. Nigga, I got the Bacardi over here and Hennessy there and all that. Man, don't get me started on niggas who justify buying drinks for bitches. You guys are the worst. And it's yeah, you've seen it on YouTube too. Like, you got some of these YouTubers out here who will buy bitches drinks and one, not get any pussy, or two, end up arguing with the bitches they bought drinks for. How the fuck do you do that? That's a whole nother subject. And shout out to anyone who knows who I'm referring to. The fuck. Half the bitches who go to nightclubs go there for free drinks, by courtesy of you simps. And a lot of you all are looking at guys like me like, oh nigga, you cheap, dog. You ain't trying to buy a bitch drink. Just shots. Nigga, it's just shots, dog. Yeah, I bought bitches drinks. I've bought bitches tickets to games. But you know the kind of chicks, or, well, I don't even call them bitches, so I take that back. But you know the kind of chicks who I've bought stuff for? Girls I've already fucked. Senselessly. Multiple times. In every fucking position. And that's just a sign of my gratitude. Anyway. It's quid pro quo. Not some bitch you've never talked to buying her a drink and trying to floss and trying to be like, hey, all this other swag fag bullshit. Fuck that. No, that's retarded. That's wasting money, it's wasting your time, and that's wasting your energy. And quite frankly, the women there are some of the worst worthless women to waste your time on. As I stated before, a lot of these women are vapid, a lot of these women are materialistic, and a lot of these women just want to live a fantasy life, just like how you all want to. But guess what? They're getting a piece of the fantasy life. You guys aren't. They're getting all sorts of free drinks and attention and Instagram likes. You guys aren't even going to sniff a vagina. Keeping that in there. And quite frankly, these girls, a lot of these girls who go to nightclubs, as I already stated, they already have DOD. And no, that's not Department of Defense. That's dick on deck. A lot of these guys, a lot of these girls specifically. Okay. I don't know if that's acid reflux or what, but a lot of these girls specifically already either have guys that they're fucking, or if they don't bring them there directly, they actually have guys that they plan to fuck later on. And quite frankly, even if they don't have guys they plan to fuck later on, they obviously come in groups, and those groups will consist of at least one mother hen. Now, we all know about the mother hen. If you don't know, it's usually the least attractive chick who will basically play the security guard or to protect the other girls from not going home for a stranger that night, such and such. Yeah, you can look it up. But a lot of these women do not go to clubs to find dick. I'm sorry. You're better off going to like hipster dive bars and finding some piece of ass. That actually has been successful, and by being successful I mean like a 10% chance versus a 0.10% chance in nightclubs. But yeah, and the only time I've ever gotten laid by going to a nightclub was with a chick I swiped right on with Tinder, and she insisted on me going there. I was a bit reluctant, but we were talking at the time. We were going back and forth, so we built that rapport, and shit just hit off like that. Now, that's different than what a lot of you guys are doing, and with meeting chicks for the first time in these nightclubs, let alone pandering to them, let alone giving them attention, let alone tricking off to them. So, and the last thing I want to point out before I end this, the competition. The competition in nightclubs doesn't just deal with you and bitchy women. No. It's basically between you and other guys, for starters. And then those are the other guys who've wasted their time, money, and resources on trying to get getting the same group of chicks that you're trying to get to or get with. And in environments like this, we all know that unless you go with your buddies, it's usually everyone else for themselves. It's every man for themselves. And if you see another dude with another chick or with someone that you want, it's instant animosity right there. Like, oh my, they're within 3 points. Oh, look at this. When I do videos like this, that's when Golden State wants to show off. Anyway, so if a lot of you guys, and I'm going to tell you this, a lot of guys who go to nightclubs tend to be the worst kind of guys. Your dude bros, your swag bags, your homo thugs, you're just assholes who will intentionally bump into you, even though they have plenty of space to maneuver around. Those kind of guys. You've seen those kind of guys. You've probably ran into them if you were in a nightclub at one point. The guys in which if you were to punch in the face, you'd be more than justified in doing so. But, in the laws today, it's the assholes who are protected and the people who defend themselves who are punished. But yeah, not only competition with other guys who are wasting their time, but competition with the nightclub owners or the people who work there. Now, all the people who work in a nightclub, I will bet, tend to know each other, or tend to have known each other for some time. And a lot of them probably came into this with the intention on getting just as much ass on deck, just pussy on deck, with little to no cost. Yeah, they paid the property manager to own the space and to they pay the electric bill and the light bills and the employees and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of that, I bet you, a lot of, especially back in the good old days of the 2000s when the club era was the rage. Oh, they paid that shit off in a month. They paid the annual salary, their annual expenses, their sunk costs, and their variable cost. They paid that shit off in probably within a quarter. It took them like 3 months in order to pay off all the expenses, and then they were just printing money for the next 9 or so. All the while getting the best kind of women. And this is almost like multi-level marketing, in which unless you're the owner or are the friends of the owners, meaning if you're not the nightclub owner, if you were the bouncer, if you're the bartender, like those guys, they were in on it. Trust me, they're in on this racket. And they will tell you that the easiest pussy, the pussy just comes easy to them, quite frankly. And if you're not a part of that network of men who are capitalizing on this, then pussy for you, getting pussy for you in nightclubs will be just as hard as winning money in any sort of casino. It's designed like that. It's designed for you and your money to be soon parting. And quite frankly, I'm surprised that the club industry is still alive, much less making people pay for fucking entry fees. Jesus Christ. You think they learn by now. You would think that online apps would have taken a hit, or would have made these nightclubs take a hit. But which, from what I'm hearing, is somewhat the case. Some people are waking up to it. And some people are like, let me just skip through the middleman. Go to apps like Bumble and Tinder. Well, Tinder, not so much because it's becoming garbage right now. But apps like that, and let me get the pussy that wants me directly. The worst words that a nightclub owner can hear are Netflix and chill. For everyone else out there, always bet on X.